Well, hello vinyl community people, it's Mike MGK Boston back with another video on Boxing Day. So happy Boxing Day to you. If you happen to be in the UK or in Canada, or even if you're here in the United States like me, I took today off, so it's Boxing Day for me. So I grew up with that holiday, so it's always December 26th, the day after Christmas. So, you know, I'm just I'm back to work tomorrow, but for now I'm still on vacation here. So yes. So I thought I'd just jump on, having a lazy day, so I thought I'd do the thread that never ends. That's Jacob's Music channel. And today I'm moving into the letter M. M stands for many things. Mike, MGK Boston, marvelous, magnificent, all those great adjectives, right? So anyway, I'm going to go right into the M's here. So we're going to start off with a little blues note. It's John Mayall and the Blues Breakers from 1966. There's Eric Clapton reading his Beano magazine. John McVie was also playing bass at that point with the Blues Breakers. Here's a box set, not to be confused with the king of box sets. There can only be one, and that's Steve at All the World's a Stage. But this is the London years, John Mayall, 1964 to 1969 right there. It's a 2 CD set, pretty comprehensive. So there he is playing guitar, but his main instrument was predominantly piano, keyboards. But a talented guy in so many ways. Yes, and we follow up with Bare Wires. This is 1968. We're going over to Southern California. We got Blues from Laurel Canyon right here. This is when he picked up with some American musicians, and he lived in California for a few years into the early 70s. And it's Blues from Laurel Canyon. And we got The Turning Point, also released that year in 1969 right here. The Laws Must Change. That's a real good jam, kicking this thing off at 7:22 is the clock on that one. And then we're taking a look back. What here, 1969, that was a busy year. The cover looks like crap, but the record's actually in pretty good shape, so don't panic. And it's Empty Rooms. It's 1970. And the USA Union, right? So I mentioned he had that band going in Laurel Canyon. And there's the personnel right there, right? So yeah, you can see everybody's got the Stars and Stripes. So yeah, it's his American outfit at that point in life. All right, and then we got here, this is a compilation. It's a very special double album by John Mayall and some memorable men. I guess there were no women involved in this production right here, and there's a young John Mayall. So yeah, I mean, of course, you got Johnny Allman from Mark Allman. I mentioned before, he plays saxophone and bass guitar, or bass flute rather. That's a really good band. MARKALMOND, not to be confused with the British synth outfit. I always have to throw that little disclaimer in so people don't get confused. So you got Mick Taylor also here, former Rolling Stone. He's on this, but yeah, it's a who's who here. So that's a nice double set right there. Back to the roots, and we got a little jazz blues fusion. 1972. This is a double, or not a double, it's two sides. One side recorded in New York City, the other side recorded right here in Boston. So there you go. There's a side one you can see recorded in Boston. And that's a little easier to see here. Sorry about that glare. Really good. I picked this up this past year. Really great shape, really great lineup. You know, it's a jazz blues fusion thing, so it does veer into jazz territory, but not in a crazy way, so it's very accessible. So yeah, really good live album. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, so we're getting to the man. I was jumping ahead of myself. This is a 1993 effort here called Wake Up Call. I saw this tour in Toronto. I was living in Toronto at the time, at a venue called the Concert Hall on Upper Yonge Street. My friends in Toronto would know that. It's the old Masonic Temple. I don't know what they're calling it today, if it's maybe still just called the Concert Hall. Really, really nice venue. So that night he played two sets, and it was really good to get to see him live. Good concert memory right there. And what we got here, then we're going to 1997. He's definitely showing his age here. He's looking like an older John Mayall. He's still alive. He's around 90 years old. And the name of this one is Blues for the Lost Days, right? So he's heading into his lost days, right? So that's the end of the John Mayall. Yeah, man, like I said a minute ago, yeah, it's Natty Dread. This is Bob Marley from 1974. What do we got here? A live album. He must have been touring on that album right there. Natty Dread. This was recorded at the Lyceum Theatre in London. You can still see it's still got the hype sticker on here. No Woman, No Cry. Yeah, great tune. Recommended on this live album. And Colton, he likes to get down with the reggae beats too. Yes, Feeling the Rust of Men Vibrations right here. 1976. Juggling there. CD copy too, why not? And then it's an Exodus right here in 1977. Taking Babylon by Bus. Yes, one of my favorite live albums of all time right there. And you can see there's the front of the bus, right? There's the headlights. Really, really awesome. Kind of right up until this date, there's a bit of something for everybody from the Bob Marley catalog on that one. And again, from 1978, Babylon by Bus. That's Survival in 1979, like all the different flags on the front there. That's pretty cool. This one's seen a few parties. You see the Jewel Box. It's an Uprising. This is in 1980, just before his death in 81. Really good track on this one to look up. Coming In From the Cold. That's one you never hear, and it's a really good one. We got Confrontation. This would be his final recording, released posthumously in 1982, I believe, the year after he died, because he died in 81. And Buffalo Soldier was the big single on this one too. And yeah, Trenchtown too is another good one. All right, then that's Son of a Marley right there. Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. So yeah, this is from 1987. I saw this tour in Ottawa. It was in summertime. They opened for In Excess, and they were really good. Really, really fun band. This was his third full-length album that he had done at this point. Title track's really good. Conscious Party. What else on here? Tomorrow People. That was another good one too. And Lee and Molly. Really cool. So anything on the inside? Yeah. Some of his people, I guess. So it's having a conscious party with Ziggy Marley. I'm going to take a trip back. 1970. It's Joni Mitchell Blue. My friend over in England there, Keir, his channel From Me to You, yeah, he's a big fan of this album. So shout out to my friend Keir. Holiday shout out. Yeah, we got a little trip hop here. It's Massive Attack, Mezzanine. This is their third full length from 1998. Really cool if you just want to chill on the couch or in a club like I was doing at the time. You can do both. All right. Yes, my Lounge Lizard friends, it's Sergio Mendes from Rio de Janeiro. So here he is with Brazil 66, and this album is called Herb Alpert Presents. That's when they first collaborated on A&M. As we know, Herb Alpert put the A in A&M, and Jerry Moss put the M, right? So they're right there down in the middle. That's Lonnie Hall, one of the two female singers. She would later become, yes, none other than Mrs. Herb Alpert. Here's the follow-up. It's Equinox from 1967. And we got Fool on the Hill, of course, named after the Beatles cover that they do on this, the title track. It's pretty good stuff, too. Again, this is like Elevator, easy listening. If that's not your boat, don't even try it, but it's fun, you know. And yeah, like as I mentioned earlier, there's Lonnie Hall, the woman that would marry Herb Alpert right there. So yeah, I mean, a couple of these were in my dad's collection, and believe it or not, I actually expanded on my dad's Sergio Mendes collection. I know, it's a crazy world we live in, right? It's full of surprises. We got Take a Look Around from 1968. And there we go. And then we got Stillness from 1971. This one's different because they all seem to look kind of like, they're looking very 70s. It's more like a country rock album, and it couldn't be further from it. They totally changed their wardrobe. This is all disco in 1973 right here. Now they changed the name of the band to Brazil 77. Don't know if they were anticipating Saturday Night Fever, but by the looks of these outfits, they certainly were. So that's good, fun stuff. And finally, we got Vintage 74. It's from 1974. There they are on the back. Nice garden party going on there. Maybe that's at Sergio's house. I don't know. There he is on the back, right beside it. Looks like some sort of a caricature, and there's the man himself. All right, and that is going to round out the M's. No, I might have a couple more M's. Yes, I do. Speaking of Herb Alpert, here's another friend of Herb Alpert's. It's Chris Montez. There's Herb right there. Kind of a teen idolish guy on a low scale. He had a couple of minor hits, like The More I See You. That was pretty big. And another one on here called Call Me. They're both really fun. Chris Montez. Oh yeah, Alison Moyet, formerly of Yazoo, whatever you want to call them. This is their solo debut, and it's just called Elf, like the title says. Love Resurrection's a good single from this. Also, All Cried Out is very good too. Yeah, really cool voice. This is The Mission, Wasteland from the Mission's full-length debut. God's Own Medicine right there. And this is a 12-inch single, of course, for the song Wasteland. There's Wayne Hussey right down in front. Former guitarist for The Mission, left to do this. I saw these guys open once for Psychedelic Furs. It was right around this time. That was probably one of the loudest concerts I ever saw, next to Bob Mould and Sugar. My ears were ringing the next day from that one. It was really loud, really loud. All right, and I think that's finally rounding out the M's. And you may have noticed during the video, retired my cult poster for a little while. When we were out in California for Caroline's family weekend, and there's a town right there by the college called Claremont, and they had this street festival going on. Vendors selling stuff, crafts, arts and crafts, because it was getting near Thanksgiving and the holidays, all that jazz. So then Patty, very stealth-like, somehow bought that sign. Some guy made all these signs. It's actually really nice quality, very nicely done. And I don't know how she got it back to our hotel, and we were in the same hotel for 5 days together, and I never saw this sign, but we did have different suitcases, so she did it. And so when this showed up, I was like, what? How'd you do it? But she just does it very stealth-like, stealth gift giving. So anyway, this is going to round out the M's. I guess I'll come back and do an N. I'm going to honor my new sign right there, right? Yeah, I'm on vacation still today. What the hell? All right, so again, I'll see you folks on the letter N. Here's Colton saying goodbye. Colton. Yeah, all right, bud.